Hey, great to have you back with us. Today we've got a problem with the car here. It's just been sitting for too long. Of course, the battery is completely drained, so we have absolutely no power left. Now, what we're seeing is that the batteries just aren't charging at all. So, of course, I've got the charger hooked up here now. Positive and negative are connected, but I can't set anything because the charger doesn't detect any voltage at all. So the battery isn't charging. It's microprocessor controlled, that's this one, and the other one is the C-Tech, and I'm seeing exactly the same thing with that. They definitely aren't charging the battery. So now the battery basically needs a jump start. That's where our old charger comes into play. This now sends a few pulses to the battery, and that's enough. If you leave it connected for 5 to 10 minutes, that's more than enough for the microprocessor controlled devices to detect a residual current again, and then, of course, start charging properly. So I'll take the microprocessor controlled device off, and as we've seen, we're still at 0.0. It stays at 0.0, just as if there were no battery at all. Now I have the old charger here, and that's worth its weight in gold for situations like this. I'll plug it in now. Positive first, then negative. Plug it in, 2 amps. Mine settles at about 1.5 amps with such a deeply discharged battery. 2 amps, that's enough. If we leave it like this for 5 minutes, that'll be enough for the microprocessor controlled charger to recognize the battery again, because then it'll get a signal. The microprocessor controlled charger will detect the impulse from the battery, and then it'll start charging, of course. So basically, it knows there's a battery there because right now the battery's completely at zero. Even if I hooked up a multimeter right now, it would read 0.0. Absolutely, because the battery is so dead. Really, the only thing that works is my test bulb lighting up. So now we can take a look. I didn't have it connected for even 2 minutes. Let's see how many volts the other display is showing now. So for that, I'll first unplug it again and disconnect it here. One for positive and one for negative. Now let's check out the result. Now we have to pull the plug again and plug it back in. Just now it showed me something there. So I don't know if you just saw that. So it briefly showed 2.5 volts, and of course it dropped right back down as soon as I connected the other charger. So let's just leave it for 10 minutes now so we get a bit more power on it, giving the other charger a chance to at least measure the current. So now, after 10 minutes, we're a little over 3 amps. You can check if that's already enough. So I switched it back again, and now I've got our other charger connected. Let's see what it shows. 12.1, and now it could probably start charging too. Now I select charge moped/car, and it already works. So now the battery's being charged at 13.53 volts. Of course, the charger will also tell you when it's full, when it stops blinking. You just saw that the charger recognizes the battery again because there was still some residual voltage. Of course, you could also charge it with the old Bosch charger, but I mostly use that as a jump starter for the other parts, because if you don't have a charger like this at all, you're gonna have a problem, since, as I said, the microprocessor-based ones just won't work in that case. When it comes to charging, a microprocessor-controlled charger is obviously much nicer because it also checks the battery to see if it holds the charge. There's a test included in the cycle. It's the same with the C-Deck charger, and that way you know whether your battery is still any good or not. Normally, you take care of the batteries. There are maintenance-free batteries, but they're not really maintenance-free. You can still open them up and refill them with distilled water because the lead plates in the batteries actually need to be submerged in that acid. Yeah, you should never use regular water, only distilled water, and that's how you can refill the batteries. But in this case, as you can see, there isn't a battery here. Well, there is a battery, but it's in the fender. You'd have to take off the wheel and all that. But the battery is only 2 years old, so I don't think there's anything wrong with the fluid level. I just wanted to show you how you can bring a battery like this back to life. If you're lucky, you can use it again, and if not, then you'll just have to buy a new battery. In any case, it's worth a try. That's all for me for now. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're new to my channel, feel free to do so. Of course, the advantage for you is that you won't miss any of my future videos. And for me, the benefit is that you're supporting me indirectly by subscribing. As always, you'll find all the products down in the video description. I'm not sure if I can still link the old Bosch charger for you, but there are other chargers out there that still use a big transformer and aren't microprocessor controlled. By the way, the word microprocessor controlled, I don't know, maybe you can write in the comments below how many times I've used it in this video. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.